A Wellness Show, episode 223. Welcome to The Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyhson Banighen, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. Welcome to the Wellness Show, and this is your host, Tyhson Banighen, Illuminating, bringing you and humanity into the light. I'm available to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in the shortest amount of time, and I'm excited to have Abril Abundes from Mexico talking about her people technique. Tell me about it.
Well, the technique is called the top people technique, and it's a technique about visualization, and also works with the quantum physics, the light, the control of the mind. And right now, it's the fastest technique in the world to help you to be a positive thinker. Like you can change your bad beliefs or your negative beliefs in only 5 seconds or even less.
And so how does that work?
Well, it works with a method that I discovered, and that it's proof. Like you can prove it when you are in a class or in a session with me, and it's really amazing because people can change the fears, anxiety, and some feelings that they didn't like, but without going directly to work with the trauma, or without going directly to the shadow that they don't want to see, or without going to the fear that they have. But we can change it with joy. It's fun. It's very fast. So right now it's the fastest technique around the world to help you be a positive thinker, to change your beliefs and change bad programming that you may have. In only seconds, less than 10 seconds, you can change something that is producing anxiety, fears, or something that you don't really like in your daily life.
So how did you come across this technique?
I got in love with a person who told me who was my twin flame, and I didn't know that I was in front of him. I didn't know that there was a twin flame in life. So when he arrived to my life, I was already married. I was 10 years old married. I had 3 children. So I said, no, sorry, but I can't be with you because I'm married. I have 3 children, but thank you so much. So I let him go. And after 1 month, my mind was fine, my heart was fine. But after 1 month, I became to be very sick, and the doctors didn't know what I had. So I was really, really sad, and especially I couldn't move. So I didn't know by that time that energetic diseases existed. So the thing is that I began to study everything that I could. I was already a master of DNA and certificate of science. I began my career in the holistic techniques since I was like 11 years old, although I was born in a family that was working with a lot of energetic things. The thing is that by this time, anything was helping me. So I did like a year of studies in a lot of techniques, a lot of things in Mexico, United States, everywhere. And nothing was helping me. So after 1 year of studying a lot of things, I decided to talk to the light, to God, in the way that I teach people to do it in the top people technique. And I told the light that I really needed something fast, that I really needed something that could help me very, very, in a very strong way in all the areas of my life, like money, health, success, love, because I was feeling a loser, like in all the areas of my life. So the thing is that after that, I couldn't sleep, so I began to write. I was writing for about 1 week, and after that, I had 9,999 beliefs that I was working with myself. All those beliefs were
You mean these
about,
are beliefs that need to be cleared or what?
yes, those beliefs needed to be clear, and they were about money, love, success. But I found a method that is the method that I teach that could help me to change them very fast in only seconds. And also, I was writing what is now the top people technique because I thought that uh, this was going to be for me. When I wrote it, I never thought about sharing with people what now it is the top people technique. But then my students of the other techniques that I was already teaching, they saw me and they were like, "Oh, what are you doing? Because I want to feel like you, and I want to look like you. So what are you doing?" So I said, "I can't share with you." But then the students were like, so they were like children who were like, "Please tell me, please tell me, please tell me." So I decided to share, and that's how the top people technique in 2015. That's when I wrote it. But then 2016 and 2017, I was working for the government in Mexico, so I couldn't teach my technique. Even though I had a book released for those years.
Mhm.
And in 2018, I decided to leave the government work that I had. And then in January, I began to teach this class that I wrote in 2015. And it's been amazing. It's been so amazing because now the technique is in Japan, it's in Canada, it's in United States, it's in Brazil, it's in Spain, it's in Israel. It's amazing to see the videos that some students they send it to me about some kids of 2 years old kids who are doing the IPS. IPS is the method that I created to change the negative beliefs or programs that we may have in only seconds. So I've been having fun a lot this year, traveling and certifying the first generations of top healers in Canada and United States. Now we are called top healers, and the technique is called the top people technique. Last month, I signed the rights to use it internationally. So now my students can have this as a career also.
Oh, great. So you now have a training program.
I have a training program, and I also do therapies for people who want to try it. So actually, I'm going to have a free day for people around the world who want to try this in English or Spanish. So in case that they are watching your video and it's in English, the session, I will be doing this for only a donation of 20 instead of $120. So it'll be awesome because it's like for free. It's only
Okay,
like
so it's worth $120, but you're going to offer it for what?
I'm going to offer a session of 1 hour, which
Yeah.
is usually a cost of $120. So the people who are watching this and the 10 first people who write, I mean,
Yeah.
in your publication in your Facebook, then I will be doing these 10 sessions for them for free, only with the donation as as an exchange because
Right.
yeah.
So this is a really quick technique. So is there any clues that you can give us on this show about what's involved?
What does it involve?
Yeah, like if it's so quick, then what does the session entail? Like, are you teaching people how to do it for themselves? Is that why it's so quick? What makes it?
Yeah,
So
I'm teaching, like, we have different topics. Like, for example, in a basic class, what you're going to get is how to do a restructuring of DNA, because usually people in the old school of the holistic things, they
Yeah.
were doing healing. So now in these new times, what we're doing is restructuring the DNA. So what we're doing is that instead of doing a healing only in one part of your body, we are working with the whole body. So it's a contribution to one part of your body so that it gets healed, but not only for a week or 1 month or 2 months, but like for a long term.
Yeah.
So I like it because people will learn how to do the structuring of DNA. They will also learn a lot of tools, vibrational tools that will help them to feel younger and to vibrate in health. So the first class is all about health. It also helps you to understand more about energy and about metaphysics and all that stuff. But I want to tell you something that is really, really important and that I missed a few minutes ago. The thing that I want to tell you is that this is also the first technique that will help you to work not only with this body and this person in this life or past lives, but it will also help you to work with everything that you are as a soul. You know, you have a lot of bodies that are working or that are living like in different spaces. So
Let me see if I understand, because you're talking really fast and the sound is not that good. So are you saying that not only will this help you in this lifetime, past lifetimes, but as a multidimensional person, this will help you in all the timelines that possible timelines that you have. Is that correct?
exactly what we are working is not only with you in this space or plane,
Yeah.
but we are working with everything that you are in all the spaces that you live and that you exist. So
Great.
actually, instead of doing, for example, a family constellation,
Yeah.
what you will be doing is even deeper, because you will be working with all the dads that you have had in all your lives, with all the
Yes.
moms that you have had in all your lives, with all of you that you have been in all your lives. So it's amazing, because this is the first technique that works with everything that you are, everywhere where you are. So it's really awesome. People can see the results very fast because it's so deep.
So what's the average length of time that people start to experience the results?
What's the what? Sorry?
What's the average time period that when people can expect to experience some results?
It can happen in a session of 1 hour, 40 minutes. Actually, our sessions in top people, they last like 40 minutes, because we can work in only 40 minutes for about what other people would be working in 2 sessions, a regular session in other techniques.
Yeah.
So in 40 minutes, we would be working what you would be working in 2 regular sessions of other techniques. So you can expect results in only minutes. You can expect results in the first day of the class, for example. Like some people, they have stopped some addictions that they have had in only the first class, in only the first day of the class. So it's really awesome, because you can see the results very, very fast.
So let's go back to what I'm curious about, and that is here you are, an average, well, maybe not average because you come from a very psychic family, a very highly developed family. So you're not average to start with, but you're a Mexican housewife. You have 3 kids. You're doing your thing, and then you meet your soulmate. So tell us a bit about that. I mean, first of all, that sounds to me like you said, no way, I'm already married. I don't need somebody else in my life. But tell me about how did you meet your soulmate? And did you have any idea that that was going to happen?
You want to know about how I met my soulmate?
Yeah, and did you have any?
My twin flame?
Yeah, your twin flame. Did you have any idea that you would meet your twin flame this lifetime? And if so, how did you know? And how did you meet your twin flame? And how did you know it was your twin flame?
Okay, I'm going to explain a little bit of the difference about soulmate and the twin flame. You know that the background that I had, it was from another technique that I was already teaching. In that technique, I was taught that a twin flame wasn't that good, because it's the same that you are. It's like your mirror. It's like the other you. So I didn't really want that twin flame, because I heard that it wasn't that good and that actually it was bad, because you didn't want to get bored and that's it. But the thing is that it's not like that. It's more deep, it's deeper. Because the thing is that I was already with my soulmate. This is a topic that it's very extensive. It's big. Actually, we have that topic in the top level class, which is the intermediate class, but I'm going to try to explain it in very short. So the thing is that I was already with my soulmate. My soulmate was a person who belonged to my soul family, and this guy was not my age. We got married when we were young, and I felt when I met him that he was like my family. I felt like I knew him since I was like, I don't know, 4 years old maybe, but I didn't. So I was attached with him because of the energy that I felt,
Yeah.
and this kind of feeling of knowing him from before, and the feeling that he was from my family. But that was it. When I met my twin flame, the thing is that I can explain. I was like in an airport. The twin flame has more characteristics. Like for example, when I met him,
Say that again. That was hard to see. You were in an airport, and then explain that again.
I was in an airport, and I was 32 years old when I met him.
Yeah.
He was also 32 years old. Then my first last name it's Lebanese. His first last name is Libanese too. My second last name comes from Italy, and his second last name is also Italian. So the thing is that we were like the same. Our faces were the same. It's just that I was a woman and he was a man. And a twin flame, it's always the opposite. So it's always a man and a woman. Why? Because it's like the negative, the positive, the male and the female, and it's like just part of the balance. So it's not about a gender, but it's more about a balance
Right.
that we have. So the thing with the twin flame is that a twin flame has to be your opposite. So he was like me, physically talking, but in a man. So I didn't know that he was my twin flame because for that time I didn't know that. So the only thing that I realized is that our lives were very similar, and the places that we used to go, we we went to those places, but we didn't know each other. We haven't even seen each other. But then when I met him, I felt like a huge energy. People who were sitting in a place or they were standing up and they look at us, they were doing something like this with their face, like if there was a huge energy, and these people were attracted by that energy. The energy was really high, so people, even when they were in distance, they could feel the energy, and they were like like turning their head, like if there was a hole or something. Usually a twin flame comes to your life. I realized that when you are like in your comfort zone. I was in my comfort zone because I was teaching another technique for about 10 years. So I was like so into that technique that I didn't want to hear about anything else. So you could try to explain me about other techniques, other kind of things about energy. I wouldn't hear you because
Right.
I was like so into this technique. So a twin flame comes to your life for two reasons. You need to go out from your comfort zone, but you also need to do your missions of life. So I think that one of my missions in life it was writing the top people technique. So I think that when I met him, it was because I needed to do one of my missions in life. Um, then when we got separate, I was for 1 year trying to heal.
No, let me see if I get it. So you're not with him now? You separated, or did you marry him, or did you become one with him, or what happened?
I told him that it wasn't possible for me to be with him, so I told him that I was married and that I had 3 kids, so it wasn't possible. So the thing is that all the things that I had manifested before, they got manifested with him. Like, for example, I really wanted a ring from a store.
Yeah.
And then this guy took me to the store and he was like, look at the rings, please, and pick one. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, please, then, but thank you. Then he was like, can you choose your house? I sent you an email with all the pictures of the houses that you could choose. And I was like, not really, but thank you so much. So I wanted a van. He also told me I would like to give you a van when we get married. And I was like, I can't get married to you because I'm married. But the thing is that all the things that I have manifested in that time, I supposed that, of course, it was obvious that if I manifested that, it would be with my husband. But for the energy, anything is obvious. So the thing is that the energy manifested that, but with my twin flame. So I told him that it was impossible for me to be with him. So the thing is that he left. 1 month after, I was feeling bad. I couldn't stand up from my bed. So actually, I had to call my older daughter to extend my arm like this. And then I told her, can you please help me to stand up from the bed? So she pulled me and I could stand up from the bed and go to the bathroom or walk because it was so hard for me to be standing up. So 1 month after when this happened, I told her, like, I'm feeling so bad and doctors can't tell me what I have, so what's happening? And then I got that I was sick, energetically talking, because I found my twin flame. So I said, oh, of course not, that's my mind, that's not possible. But then I had a lot of signs about the twin flame, the soulmate, a lot of information came to me. It just came to me. And then the other thing is that when I did it, um, when I read about this information, then I found out that actually, yes, I was with my twin flame, but I couldn't see it. So the thing is that because I couldn't see that I was in front of my twin flame, then the thing is that I let him go. So
Well, now that you know that, would you have done it differently?
yes.
Yes.
So the thing, I went to the place where he lives. He lives in another city.
Yeah.
So I went to that city and I told him, I'm here. I found out that you are my twin flame. So I'm so sorry for this. And he was like, I'm very angry of you being here because you are moving me all the feelings that I thought that I had worked before. And the thing is that I'm still feeling love for you, but I don't want to be with you because you didn't want me. So he didn't want to be with me. So I came back to Mexico City. For that time I was living in Mexico City. And then I came back to Mexico City and feeling terrible, not only physically talking like I was sick, but I was also feeling bad emotionally. And that's when I decided that I would do something, that I would learn something else because the technique that I already had wasn't working for me. So I was doing a lot of things, believe me. Nothing was helping me. It was like an ups and downs, ups and downs. So that's when I came to the light after 1 year of studying, and I asked the light, please give me something that it's really strong, that really helps me, and that it's really fast because my children, they need me. So I cannot spend a lot of time doing things. I needed to be fast. And that's when the people came to my mind and I began to write.
So do you think that technique then came directly from source consciousness?
Yes, I channeled the technique.
Right. So, this is all very exciting. So some people believe that your soulmate is really a divine marriage with your higher self. What do you think about that?
I think it is. Actually, 1 year after this, when the book was released, I came to him again and I told him, I didn't understand what happened with us. I didn't understand why you left and you didn't want me here. But now I know. I needed that to happen. I knew that it was so hard, but now I know that this happened because of a reason. And I'm so happy that it happened because it helped me to write a book and it helped me to write a technique that now it's helping a lot of people. So I already had a WhatsApp chat. Yeah. And I showed him all the people that was having results with the technique, and he was so happy and he was like so excited about this new. And I showed him the pictures of the students getting what they wanted in their lives, and he was so happy and I was happy. We had the chance to be again together, but we decided that we wouldn't be together, so we split again. And I came back with the person who was my husband by that time. And he actually got married with another person only a few months ago. This happened a few months ago. So
how's your relationship with your husband? I mean, that was a lot for your husband to go through too.
It was, but I think that he was learning too. Yeah. And this was a learning not only, and this was a huge lesson like for a lot of people. I think my kids had to learn something from this. He had to learn something. His parents had to learn something. My parents had to learn something. I had to learn something. These are times when it's not only karma, but it's like a mission that you come to do in your life. So there are different reasons for which you have these kind of situations in your life. I think this wasn't only karma, but this was something that we decided before we came to Earth.
Right. So this is really fascinating to me that, the whole thing about learning about a twin flame and it's maybe your higher self or a part of the aspect in somebody else that teaches you how to connect with your higher self so you can have the divine marriage and inside of yourself. But then you're saying a twin flame is really something uniquely different that really, I sort of the image I get is the flame is really to help you burn through wherever you are and to see the world in a whole different way that you haven't seen before. And it forces you to reconceive everything that you thought that you were and why you're here. And as a result of that, it's like you're almost like you're born again. Am I getting this right?
Yes.
So that's very exciting. So, there's so much we could talk about the, when does a twin flame show up, and how is that different than a soulmate? And you're in the midst of that. Is that going to be explained in your book, or do you explain it in your course?
That's explained in the top people class, which is an intermediate level. But of course, I could explain it in the way that I got it in another show that we may do if people are interested. Like I could talk more about this, and I could do some IPS for people who want to find their true love.
Yeah, to me, this is part of our ascension in our consciousness, both inside of ourselves, but as collectively, and also planetary-wise as we go through this ascension process. So I think it's a very important topic that the more people understand, the more that they can grasp what's happening in their lives. Because like you said, you were really happy where you were. Lots was happening to you, and then out of the blue, this happens, which disrupted your whole life, put you through what seemed like a downward spiral, but actually it was the fact that you need to reconfigure your life. You need to up level to do something totally different, which was what this incarnation was all about. So there's different roles between the soulmate and the twin flame. So I'm going to ask you a very personal question. You don't have to answer it on the show if you don't want, but you said it to me when we met, that you think that there's some connection between us. So do you want to just say a quick word about that? What's that all about? I'm curious.
Between who? Between you?
Yeah, between us. What's that all about?
I had a feeling when we met about being in that place before, but in another space.
Yeah.
So it's like if some kind of energy, like about the portals, and when at certain hours they open in specific places, things like that. So I had like a feeling about being in a place when like the weather, the time, the day, everything like was like perfect, so that the people who were sitting there were the people who had to be there, who were already there
We lost you.
who were already there in a past life. So the thing is that I really had the feeling that we were there before. You were the father. I'm not sure about the mom, but you were the father. And this girl who went with me, she was like a sister.
Wow, that's really fascinating.
And then all the learnings.
It was like a parallel timeline that converged into this timeline.
Yes, it was kind of strange because I really felt like I was in the space before, and then all the learnings that I had, or the lessons that I had in that life, came to me so that I could remember what I needed.
Yeah, I'm finding more and more that's happening lately, and I'm sure maybe that's happening for you, that I'm experiencing parallel timelines simultaneously. So I'm in this timeline, but I'm learning about something that happened with me like 30 years ago, but it's in this timeline and with a new understanding because I'm learning about something completely different. It's really quite interesting. It's like learning multiple things simultaneously where time past and time present and time future are the same time. So it's like converging timelines that are happening. So it's sort of like you had a deja vu.
We have the gift in the people like to feel all the times, but we can sense, we can feel, we can know when it's been in another space or time. We don't talk about past lives or future lives because we know that in time, in the energy, time doesn't exist.
Yeah,
So
it's all this. It's all one lifetime. And when we talk about past, present, and future, is all in the absolute. It's all absolute. It's all one anyway. So yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, this is fascinating topics that we're talking about, but let's get back to, I know you really want to let people know about your technique, how they can get hold of you, how they can work with you. So tell us a little bit about, how do people get to work with you? Did they do it on Zoom with you, or do they have to come to a live class to work with you? How do they get hold of you and work with you?
They can send an email to abril.abundes@gmail.com. They can look at me in Facebook with my name, Abril Abundes, Abril Abundes, or they can go directly to my website, which is thetoppeopletechnique.com.
Right.
Or I also have some videos in YouTube, which are right now only in Spanish, but we're translating some of them, so you can find what is top people in subtitle in English. But that's the only one that we have for now in English. But you can also look for me in YouTube as Abril Abundes.
All right.
I have a channel there.
Right. So as we wrap up this show, what would you like to leave people with?
Sorry, I didn't hear.
As we finish up this show, what would you like to tell everybody?
I would like to tell to everybody that this has been an honor to be with you. I know that we are here to help people about, in a sense of sharing a message with them. So I'm very thankful to be here today. I'm very thankful for the people who decided to give a chance to this interview, to get to know more. I also want you to know that coming to top people is not that easy. I think that when you are doing top people is for two reasons. One is because you ask the source about help that could be really fast and really strong, or you get to top people and it's not a coincidence that you are looking at this interview because you have done a lot of work with light. You have done a lot of work in holistic things. So now you are here because this is the next step. I think
Right.
that people is something really new. It's something that it's so easy and that it's not alike to any other technique that right now you can learn. For some, when they're not ready, it's like if they just hear something, they lose it. But for some others, this can change their whole lives and everything that you are. You know, I can't even explain. Sometimes I don't even understand what I'm doing. I just do it. But right now, I was teaching top family last weekend. And oh my gosh, I was like if I was learning to. So sometimes, I'm just the channel.
Right. Well, I thank you ever so much for being the channel, to asking source to say, I want a technique. I feel blocked. I'm on a plateau. I want a quick technique that I can learn and share with other people. And you got it. So for that, I'm truly grateful to meet you and have the experience of interviewing you. So thank you ever so much for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Blessings.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.